What's going on, DGBA fans, coaches, and newcomers? This is Jack, head of the Speed Boost division, here to bring you guys an announcement video for an off-season tournament here that we're running for the DGBA. We obviously have Gen 7 here coming to a close, and to sort of bridge the gap between Gen 7 and 8, we're hoping to send off Gen 7 in a fun, new, and very exciting way for everyone here to experience draft in a whole new way. We're calling this tournament the Counter Team Draft format, which is a brand new format, and we're taking the definition of counter teaming your opponent to a whole new level. So before I get into sort of what this format is, I'm quickly going to go over sort of the tournament style as a whole. So we're hoping to aim to get around 32 or 64 players, depending on sort of how many applications we get. We'll have around 8 to 16 battle pools with 4 players in each. The top seed from those battle pools will move on to the knockout stage, where depending on sort of how many players we get, we'll have either maybe around 16, but a top 8, top 4, and a finals match to crown our champion. Now, in standard drafts and such, you typically have that sort of first period or first week where you spend that time to sort of draft your team, and that's the team you stick with the entire tournament, right? If you love it, that's great. If you hate it, you can't switch it out, you're stuck with it. However, with this tournament allows for players to use different Pokemon every single game and get to choose essentially what they use and what else they don't want to play against. And so I'll explain what the format is now. So what is the counter team draft format? The so-called draft phase that everyone very well knows is going to be replaced with a pick and ban draft for each of your games. So players will meet up with each of their opponents to draft their teams for that specific game. So for example, your group stage games, you have 3 games of those, so you'll have 3 pick and ban drafts. And the players will proceed in an alternating ban process and a snake-like draft phase. Now, to explain what the pick and ban draft is, as this is mainly what the format is, I'm going to show you guys a template here of an example. So you see here, this is an example pick and ban phase that we have. So it's going to start off here with ban phase 1, where each player is going to alternate bans, banning 3 Pokemon total, totaling to 6 Pokemon banned. So you see here, for example, we have player 1 banning Mega Lopunny, player 2 banning Mega Gallade, and it alternates, right? You see Mega Diancie, Zorora, Tornti, Garchomp. It goes like that, right? You guys hopefully get the idea there. Then it's going to go to pick phase 1, where player 1 is going to get the first pick overall, and they're going to pick up a Pokemon that obviously is not banned. So they're going to pick Mega Medicham up, where player 2 then gets a wheel pick and gets 2 Pokemon. Player 1 then gets 2 Pokemon, and then player 2 gets 1 pick. After this first pick phase, each player will have 3 Pokemon picked. Then it's going to head to a second ban phase, where each player is going to get 2 bans, totaling to 4 bans in that phase and 10 bans total. And again, it's going to go back to alternating, with player 2 starting this time though, banning out Skarmory, then it goes Tangrowth, Klefki, Mega Scizor, and then it heads to the final pick phase, where the players will round out their teams overall. And so player 2 is going to continue his wheel pick with 1 pick. Player 1 is going to get 2 picks. Player 2 is going to get 2 picks to finish off their draft, and then player 1 is going to get 1 pick to finish their draft off. And so here's an example of the end product and how it's going to look. So to see here, of course, you have the ban phase 1, where you see sort of the Mega Lop, Mega Diancie, Tornti, and Mega Gallade, Zorora, Garchomp. All those mons fit into ban phase 1. And the first 3 picks for the players, Mega Medicham, Alolan Muck, and Greninja, Clefable, Latios, and Suicune, all those fall into pick phase 1. And then the Skarmory, Tangrowth, Klefki, Mega Scizor bans all fall into ban phase 2, along with the final pick phase, rounding out the teams with the Thumb, the Eyebrows, Rated Excadrill, and Ferrothorn, Mega Mane, Spiritomb. So to clarify here, the actual picks of the draft are done in a snake-like format, and the ban process of the draft is done in an alternating format, switching every time. Whereas you obviously with this draft, you get snake-like, and you get, it goes 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. You saw it. You guys get the idea, hopefully. So that's how it looks there. This is our sort of schedule. We're hoping to close the apps around the 3rd or the 6th of October. We will then release the battle groups for the 6th and the 7th of October. We're going to have the pick and ban phase for the groups, so you're going to schedule those pick and bans during that first week of the tournament, through the 7th through the 13th. So hopefully you'll have all 3 of your pick and ban phases done during that first week. You're going to schedule with your opponents. They should take nowhere more than 15 minutes of your time. So if anything, it's even less time than sort of spending time to prep and actually doing an actual battle. So there shouldn't be too much of a problem there, I hope, for you guys. Battles for the groups are going to be from the 14th through the 20th. So you'll schedule your 3 battles for that. We will probably allow some overlap, so if you do want to do that battle during the week of the pick and ban phases, we'll allow that. But the main thing here is to note, all pick and ban phase drafts must be done by the 13th, and all battles for the groups and such must be done by the 20th. That's sort of the main thing you need to know there. We're hoping to release the bracket on the 21st, we're going to have then, but the bracket stuff is subject to change based on how many players we get. But you'll have at least around 4 days to do your pick and ban and your battle in those. And if we do it 64 players, this is sort of what it would look like here with the top 16 and having the 4 days, top 8 having the 4 days, and the finals. So roughly the tournament should take from the battles and pick and ban phases about a month to 3 weeks to 4 weeks to complete the tournament entirely. So yeah, that's how the timeline's going to look there. We do have our sort of ban list here. More bans and such in terms of the battling rules and other like clauses and stuff are going to be found on the doc if you do want to see more of those. This is sort of a general ban list for mods we have banned. We have Mega Latios banned, Mega Latios, all the Ubers are of course banned, Protein Greninja, Battlebond Greninja, Magearna, Tapu Lele. And then from sort of testing and such from this format, because this is a brand new format and it's never been done before, and we weren't really sure sort of what's really good in this format and what's different, because this format is a lot different to standard draft than you may think. So we decided to remain on the cautious side for this and decided to ban out some mods that are typically seen as sort of staples in the Gen 7 format, but in this format seem to just be too prevalent and just too strong with only 6 Pokemon to use. So we're banning out Landorus, Therian, Tapu Koko, Kieran Black, Mew, Mega Maw, and Celesteela, just to remain on the safe side there. I have Mega Rayquaza there for anyone that says, oh, that's not an Ubersmon. Okay, Mega Rayquaza is banned. We also banned out Mega Alakazam as well, as we found that this model was just too strong in this type of format. And it was almost, you can deem it as almost unhealthy for the metagame here. So that's that. Some closing points here. This is your chance to get involved in the DGBA and become a part of our community here. Going into Gen 8, where it will be our Season 10 for our main league. We also have 2 other divisions that you can apply to join as well, and sort of for newcomers can sort of work their ways up in the division and get to the main division at some point. So your last chance to get to use some Pokemon you never got to use before. So maybe you didn't get to use a Garchomp or a Latios or maybe some type of weather stuff. You can change your team every game and you get to choose what Pokemon you hate playing against, and you don't have to play against them. You get to choose what you ban, which I think is really great. This format allows for a lot of creativity and your chance to use different Pokemon for every single game and not be stuck with the same Pokemon and team for every single game. You can show interest in our main league, of course, by doing this. Applying and playing in this gives you a better chance at joining a upcoming season, knowing that sort of you doing this tournament gives us a better idea of who you are, rather than just sort of reading your app and just meeting you for the first time. We get to meet you and see you play throughout the tournament, which gives us a better idea of who you are. And most importantly, just have some fun. This is the end of Gen 7. We're sending it off in a different and new fashion. I hope it's a lot of fun. So in the link in the description below, you're going to see the link to our application as well as our Discord. Fill out the application, join our Discord. It's first come, first serve. Anyone's allowed and anyone's allowed to play. Hope I see you guys in the server. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and peace.